There is a joy to introduce to you a wonderful woman I've met by accident at Kalama United Methodist Church. And this woman was quietly sitting, so dignified and always elegantly dressed, that she had this certain magnetism that made me coming back to her week after week. Oh, who was she? And so one day I came to Deborah Kirstein, our lay leader of the church, and I said, Deborah, who is that woman? And this is what she said.
So excited when Joan comes every week to our senior lunch in Kalama. She has so much history. She's been here so long and she's had a very exciting life. She's on the cemetery board, and so we find out a lot about, who's coming, who's going, what's going on. And she was mayor of Kalama, so we find out a lot of what's going on. She works at the blood drive. She's a very busy lady. We just love having her here.
Joanna told me about her family farm in Kalama, about her mother's long walk uphill each day to milk the cows, work done without complaint, love expressed through endurance. That uphill walk explained a lot. Joanna learned early that care is not a gesture, it's a habit. That habit shaped a life of service, nurse, advocate, mayor, neighbor. She showed up in storms, in sick rooms, and in city halls. She stayed when staying mattered. Now, in her 90s, she still serves her community. When she told me why, she said simply, it's caring for family. Let's hear what she says.
I was born here in Kalama from a family that came to this area in the late 1800s. I grew up here, and at one point I was unhappy with what was happening in the streets and in front of my house. My then brother-in-law said, if you don't like it, you should do something about it. So he nominated me for the city council, and I ran for the city council. I don't remember if I got the street fixed or not, but then the mayor quit, and I was the mayor pro tem by that time, and so that's how I first became mayor. At that point, I think I was probably 29 years old, and then he quit entirely, and so I then was up for election, and I won the nomination for mayor, and I served a couple of years. I can't remember altogether. I think I was there about 4 to 6 years. Anyway, it was a really nice experience, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it influenced the rest of my life about the things that I've done. So I've done a lot of other things besides being mayor of Kalama. I'm a nurse, and I've been president of the State Nurses Association 2 times, and president of the Historical Society in this area since about 1953. And was in the clubs and so forth, but I was also on call for the hospital. So some of the social things circled around what I did as a nurse. And for a period of several years, I was the only healthcare worker in the area. And so I made home calls to help people out, and it was just a neighborly thing. My mom and my grandmother said, Joanna will do it, so Joanna did it. And so at one time I was probably doing about 25 home calls a month, and then I was also on call, and then and I was mayor part of that time. The big pay for the mayor was $3 a month if I went to the meeting. If I didn't go to the meeting, I didn't get paid. But the mayor was responsible for everything. Hired and fired all the employees, ran the crews, whatever had to be done. At that time, my dad was the town policeman, and he quit because he didn't want to work for me. So it was kind of an interesting thing. So we both went on in our lives in different directions. So. And my career in nursing was, a lot of it was spent working for better working conditions and more money for nurses. Nurses were really poorly paid. I was at one point on strike, and the window washers were giving us a bad time while we were walking the beat. We found that the window washers were making more money than we were, so that encouraged us. And so I spent 25 years or so doing that kind of thing, and I enjoyed that a lot. And nursing's been a big part of my life. It still is, even though I'm not employed any longer. I've been retired since 1995, so almost as long as I worked. So I don't know what else you'd like to know about me.
How do you keep your youthfulness?
My sister said it's the makeup she told me. My mother died at 95, my dad at 91, and he had cancer from the time he was 72. My brother died last December, and he was 96. So I don't know. I guess we're just stuck with it, and therefore our friends are stuck with us. But life is fun, and even now, I've just decided that I'm no longer going to a football game at the high school when it's cold. I'm going to go when it's warm, but I'm not going to go when it's cold, because I still go to the games when I can, and it's fun. It's part of Kalama. A big part of Kalama is participating in school activities and so forth. And I never was on the school board or anything like that, but everything else. I was active in high school, cheerleader when I was 15. And I got my first job when I was 12, working in a soda fountain, and then I graduated to the bank when I was 15, when they asked me to come there to work, and then I went away to nursing school when I graduated from high school. So that's my life.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Test. Okay, here we are.
And it all made sense to me.